Hey everybody, thanks for coming to watch. So, as you know, we have our severe weather outbreak moving through. We got storms trying to just move through the south. But man, Texas has been hammered. I mean, we have several tornado reports. We got several confirmed tornadoes that touched down and have caused a lot of damage. And we have our blizzard. Our blizzard and our severe storms are actually the same storm, as you can see right here. We'll dive into that, and then we got the northeast upcoming snowstorm. So, I guess we'll start with the south and southeast. So, we got a tornado report right here. We got a storm chaser reported this damage at Old Town Road and 451 north of DeBerry. Large outbuilding damage, several trees shredded, fire clearing trees off of, and then it doesn't have anything else. So, yeah. So these two were likely the same tornadoes. This was in Keithville, Louisiana. Manufactured mobile homes completely destroyed on Pecan Road, just northwest of Four Forks, near Fully Love Cemetery. Forests mowed down in that area as well. So, trees uprooted, so it looks like, you have a forest and then gone. So, a very powerful tornado moved through the border of Texas and Louisiana right here. Marshall, Texas, and Keithville, Louisiana. So, yeah, likely from one of these, cells of storms. But, I mean, these storms really are showing up really nicely. In terms of like strength and organization, I mean, these are really strongly organized storms, far more than capable of producing tornadoes, capable of producing long track, strong, destructive tornadoes. We have a ton of wind reports here. We have another tornado report right here in Grapevine, Texas. Corrects previous tornado report from 1WNW Grapevine. Corrects previous tornado. Alright, video shows tornado crossing West State Highway 114 near the hospital west-northwest of Grapevine. Time estimated from radar. So last update was 7:30, so about an hour ago. I mean, there must have been like 5 confirmed tornadoes. We got thunderstorm wind damage, photo of damage at shopping center in Plano. Time estimated. So, I'm not going to get into all these reports because there's just so many, and it's all this, wind damage. You head into Oklahoma, then you got some hail, even into some parts of Kansas you got some hail. I mean, there's just so much. There was another tornado that ripped through Oklahoma, and yep, right here in Wayne, Oklahoma. I did an update earlier, a little shorter one for you guys. This tornado was just confirmed about a couple hours ago. Earned an EF2 rating and severely damaged a lot of mobile homes, is what I'll say. So, this tornado in Wayne, Oklahoma. Tree damage reported from tornado in Wayne. So, yeah, a lot of tornadoes. There must have been like 6. So, pretty nuts, guys. Pretty nuts. I just want to show you guys right here. There's a lot of flood watches. Just keep in mind if you're going to ever get hit by these storms, even a little late. So, like, in Alabama, they're still going to be dangerous. It could be wrong, but I think the National Weather Service might have issued a particularly dangerous situation warning. I mean, I thought I heard it from somebody. I was watching live storm chases, but I definitely could be wrong. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't take this seriously, obviously. So there's gonna be some floods. All right, here we go. So we got our blizzard. So right now you can see up here Dakota. It's all in the Dakotas right now. Dakotas, getting all the headlines. Very heavy snow falling steadily for the next few hours. So snow just gonna keep piling up. This storm has a little hook to it. So when the hook rotates, that's why the snow will just kind of stay there, because the hook has to rotate all the way around. And snow is just gonna stay there for the next couple days, hours. Finally, will shift off. You can see here in Michigan, Wisconsin, we have very heavy snow here. So for you guys looking for a winter storm in Michigan, Wisconsin area, you guys will definitely see one, and possibly more than just see one. You'll have a pretty big one. So yeah, but just take a look at this. I mean, for those of you in the Dakotas, it's gonna keep snowing for a lot. Maybe 2 more days, and then flurries for a couple more days. So you'll be done with the snow, pretty soon. Accumulating snow pretty soon. Just stay strong. Stay with us, you guys. It's nothing like what you've been through before. So just make sure you're prepared for anything that could happen, and be safe. So, snowfall amounts. Put this back to right now. This was at 1 p.m. we had no snow on the ground. 7 p.m. we get a few inches. So most of the snow right now is staying in South Dakota, up to 6 inches. We got 7 right here. So 7 inches in South Central South Dakota around 7 p.m. Showing up on the GFS. Snow shifts a little east. We got 9 inches showing in North Dakota. Then in Minnesota we had 8 inches. So put this back. All right, so middle of the night is when snowfall will start intensifying. Because you get to 7 a.m., then you get those scattered, foot mark and just under a foot. You got 10 inches here in South Central South Dakota, and then you got just on the borderline of Minnesota and North Dakota, you have also that 11-inch, border between under a foot and a foot. So 7 a.m., some of you guys, if you live near the border of North Dakota and Minnesota, could wake up to about a foot on the ground. So a lot of you guys will have several inches, and then another big portion of you guys will have, talking half a foot to even a foot of snow by 7 a.m. Move this to middle of the day, 1 p.m. You start hitting that. A lot of people start hitting that. Hitting that foot mark. Got 13 inches down in South Dakota, and then you got a foot in North Dakota. I just want to show you the snow, the heavier snow that we just showed on radar for you guys in Minnesota and Wisconsin. I mean, it's showing up right here. So it's going to definitely produce a lot of snow because, there you have it. That's just proof. This is a GFS, which is the most reliable forecast or, radar, I guess, future radar. So, I'm not lying, guys. 16 and 14 inches on the border between Minnesota and Wisconsin. So, you guys out there, let me just tell you one thing. It's gonna get pretty snowy. But yeah, I mean, this is a lot. This is stretching down into Kansas, Colorado, Nebraska. You got some snow showing up in Michigan. I mean, and then snow, obviously, in Canada. I mean, it's a big storm. This just continues playing, and I'll show you guys. You got more snow falling. You got over a foot. South Dakota, I'm sorry, this keeps playing. You got 15 inches. More snow piling up in Minnesota. You got 18 inches on the ground. So, reaching the foot and a half mark in Minnesota. So, beginning of the storm, it's obviously going to be more on the Dakotas, so more snow in the Dakotas. When I'm showing when we hit like 18 inches in Minnesota, that's because, you guys in the Dakotas are having your flurries, your leftover flurries, and then these guys are getting the snowstorm because it's moved on. So it's going to snow very heavily overnight for you guys out there in Minnesota and Wisconsin. You can see the shift south intensifies even more snow. You got 2 feet of snow in Minnesota. This shifts a little bit farther south, and you already get this, comes into Wisconsin. Now Wisconsin's getting slammed with more than a foot and a half of snow. And it just will keep snowing. 28 inches on the ground in Minnesota. So this could also have some lake snow effect, just because, of that band of precipitation moving over those lakes and rivers. So that could obviously produce some extra snowfall. And that kind of just brings us to the end of it. And, I mean, a few more inches could fall, but there you have it. So that should be your totals for our snowstorm. Move on to our next part of the video. Southeast. Tornado, I wouldn't say tornado outbreak, but severe weather outbreak. Right now, not showing up, the precipitation not showing up as bad on the GFS. But as we move into the overnight hours, it's going to intensify again. So, I said earlier in the video, you guys in Arkansas won't have as bad, but it's gonna, never mind that. I just don't want anybody to know, to think that if I said that, like, they're gonna not get hit as bad, that they shouldn't be preparing. Like, just make sure you're prepared for whatever could possibly happen. So 1 a.m., middle of the night, it's going to be storming like crazy, raining cats and dogs out there. I mean, look at this. We got bands of dark red, the orange, yellows. I mean, that's a rate of like 6 inches every 3 hours. That's extremely heavy rain. And you got even more of that moving into Tennessee. It'll slowly start diminishing over in the morning hours. Then it'll sit there, re-intensify. You still get more precipitation in Tennessee. This is 24 hours of just, tough storms. More flooding in the southeast, more than severe weather. And then when you kind of move a little bit farther west, you have the severe weather part. By the way, guys, after this, a huge dip in the cold front's gonna take a huge dip, and you can see here a cold front is reaching Texas. So yeah, I mean, a lot of cold air is gonna start rushing in behind this one. Dry, cold air is going to be in place for a long time. So slowly, this will start heading up to the northeast as their winter storm diminishing overnight. Some of it moving out to sea. Possible storms here. Some could be severe in Georgia and North Florida, but I don't think that'll be a problem. A storm moves out to sea and then takes a ride up in the northeast. Look at this cold air. Man, this cold front's going to be strong. Really pushing down, trying to reach and grab Florida. And just grab that panhandle. But yeah, this is going to be a strong cold front. So cold air is going to rush in behind the storm. Because then you got dry air. And the whole country is just dry. Which is going to be kind of amazing because this week has just been so active like we've never seen it before. And then there you have it. Completely dry. And you got cold air into Texas. So even farther down south. Crazy. Here's the HRRR model just blowing up on radar, guys. I mean, I'm going to play this because this update's going to go pretty far and I have to go to bed because I have school tomorrow. Yeah, this is just going to go nuts. So I'll just play this radar for you guys. Then we'll move on to our next video. So the HRRR model is a bit more sophisticated on, precipitation intensity. So you'll get a good understanding on, how much rain this is delivering with these storms. All right, here you go, guys. All right, let me play this. There we go. All right, 3, 2, 1. You got storms firing up overnight. Second round of severe weather just starting up. Right there, okay. And this moves into Florida. And then there's that that third chance. So there you go. Alright. Here's the northeast. Got cold air in place. Northeast just sitting there waiting for the storm to creep up. Substantial ice storm, guys. Really, a lot of ice right here. The ice just speaks for itself. This whole area is going to have significant ice. When you have the purple, that's like a lot of ice. So, dangerous ice is when you have half an inch or more. That is dangerous ice. So, big ice storm for you guys. The snow part of it actually isn't going to be as much as we thought it would be. So, Pennsylvania will still get a lot of inches, but not as much as we forecasted to, because now you can see there's a little mountain of warm air that'll just stick in long enough that could prevent major snowfall. But then it slowly retreats back down, bringing rain to the coast, and then the snow starts to fall again, and then the snowfall totals will rise again. So, I mean, just 1 a.m. is going to be probably the worst of it, or 1 p.m. the day before, because you have all this ice. So ice is going to be, the 15th. So the ice factor of the storm is going to be on Thursday. Friday is going to be the snow factor of the storm. let me just tell you guys, if you live on the coast, all rain. Rain and wind all night. All day, all night. This storm will just move through, having that border, the snow and the rain sharing that border, the rain staying close, hugging the coast, and then the snow staying inland. And then this will move out. Here's our HRRR. I'll play this for you guys, because then we'll move on to our snow totals for the Northeast. So there you go. Our storm starting to try and get going here. The HRRR showing the storm moving a little, a lot. Right here is where alright. So the HRRR says that, the storm's going to move a little bit slower than the GFS is saying, so they're not agreeing on the timing, but they're definitely agreeing on the precipitation. Huge line of ice. We got a big line of very, very heavy, ice. So central Pennsylvania will have a substantial ice storm. If you see purple anywhere on here, that's very dense frozen rain. So big ice storm, guys. This is gonna cause power outages, no question. And you see, as the storm slowly moves up the coast, the ice will kind of turn itself back into snow. This storm is just going to be a line just moving up the Northeast. Like some storms have little, some storms have little curves in the front, but this will just be a line of straight storms moving through. The HRRR actually does not go any farther. Snow totals, I'll just play this for you guys. We can move on to our winds, then we'll finish the video. So 15 inches, we got more than a foot in eastern Pennsylvania. Watch upstate New York, those totals are gonna fly like nuts. There you go, there's the snow starting. So for some it's gonna be, oh sorry, that went farther than I thought it would go. So yeah. So right here is where we're probably going to top off. Alright, last part of the video. Let's just check out our winds. So we'll go to the main event. So, East Coast, you could definitely see some gusty winds. I just want to show, down here, it's going to be pretty windy. So, Delaware, Washington, D.C. is also going to get hit pretty hard. Because I do think that these winds will slowly creep in. But yeah, you got 17, 24, 26. And right in here, you got 32 miles an hour. Southern Long Island, you got 26 miles an hour. Keep playing this. Kind of stays true to the coast. Still got nice sustained winds of 23 miles an hour. But it's just going to be a particularly windy day. 35 miles an hour off the coast. It's 17, so yeah, I just keep clicking on Long Island because, like I've said in numerous videos, that's where I live. And then these winds will slowly move out. But yeah, it's going to be pretty gusty for the coast. Alright, I think that's going to wrap up the video, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll give you guys an update tomorrow on the I guess, storm for the northeast, because at that point, we'll be ready for this part of the storm to move into the northeast. Thanks.